Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. Today I wanted to record a video. We're getting ready to start a new project and I showed you the paper collection. It's the Lavender Mist paper collection from Stamperia or Stamperia. Nobody ever actually told me how to pronounce that, so I don't really know. So anyway, this particular collection had a set of acrylic paints. At least acrylic paints. And there's 6 different colors and they don't exactly match the paper collection. So what I thought I would do is do like a color theory chart, color theory mixing chart, show you how to do this. It's a simple thing, but it takes a minute and some of you may not know how to do this. I also just created a little grid here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes across. You won't need that many for this, but I will, if you want something like this, I will have it free in my Facebook group. I will link it in my Facebook group. It's just a quick little image that I created just to do this, and I'm using cardstock. I have printed 2 for a backup, and I'm just using cardstock because a lot of times I'm not working on like watercolor paper when I'm making albums and things, although it's actually maybe not a bad idea to do both. Hang on. Okay, I did go print. This is not watercolor paper. What did I do with that pad? This is Canson. Oh, it is watercolor paper. I thought it was mixed media paper. Huh. Well, whatever. It is. Mixed media paper would work just fine too, probably. Watercolor, mixed media. This is 140 pound, and I just cut it down to fit through my printer. My printer wasn't super happy about it, but it did it. And of course, you could just draw these lines on your paper. You don't have to send it through the printer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do both at the same time because this is a time-consuming thing. So we need your paints, whatever selection of paints you want. You need water, you need a paintbrush, you need some sort of palette. I don't know if I want to use this as a palette. Yep, I'm going to. Some sort of palette to put your paint on, and I'm going to use a marker, and that's all I got right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write on my chart. I'm going to skip this first corner. We don't want anything there. We're just going to leave that blank. I'm just going to fill in that little corner there just so it looks different than the rest. Okay, so then what I want to do is I'm going to write the name of the paints. So this one is Ivory. So I'm going to write it in that first or the second square over, and I'm also going to write it in the second square down. Then the next one is called Cappuccino. And I'm going to write that on the third square over, third square down. Then the next one is Leaf Green. Write that in the next square over, the next square down. And then Lilac. And lilac. And then, what is the, how do you, C-Y-C-L-A-M-E-N. I don't know how to pronounce that. C-Y-C-L-A-M-E-N. Selenium, maybe? And then this last one is called Lavender. which to me that is not lavender. This is not a lavender color. That's a periwinkle blue color. But I also want to write on here that these are Stamperia. I guess I could put it in this little corner box. Stamperia acrylics. Okay, so I am going to do this one as well, really quick. This is the watercolor paper. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is first I am going to, how do I want to do this? I don't know. I'm just going to do, whoop, don't need that much cream or ivory. I'm just going to put a little bit out of each one. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. I'm going to leave them in order. I didn't pick any specific order either, you guys. I just kind of lined them up. I guess I probably could have picked a better order lineup, but it is what it is. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my brush wet, and I'm going to put my water over here, and I got a napkin or a paper towel, and I am going to take the first color, this ivory. Uh-oh, do I have something in my brush? Looks like I might have. You don't want anything in your brush. And I'm going to take this first color, and I am going to kind of, not really fill in, but I'm going to add that color ivory to that first, go over one, come down one. That should be the solid color for every single one. So I'm going to do both at the same time. Okay, so then you have a choice. You can either go through and do all of the solid colors and then come back, which is what I'm going to do. So let me show you on the next color. So it's the cappuccino. So cappuccino, where they meet, when you come down in that same columns, that's where the original solid color should be. So cappuccino, come down, come over, just like that. The next one is the leaf green, same thing, come down, come over the square in which they meet. Same thing for lilac. Come down, come over. And Celilium. I don't know how to pronounce that. Whoops. And then the blue, or the lavender, sorry. It says lavender, but it's blue to me. Okay, so that's what we got so far. That's our start. I need to change my battery, so I'll be right back. Okay, I forgot there's one more thing that we need, and that is white acrylic paint. So this is M. Graham. This is more of an artist quality I think I don't know, I've had it forever. But this is optional. You could use gesso if you want, but whatever you use, make sure that you make a note of it, because you don't have to do this part if you're not wanting to add this in, but this is the way I know how to do these things. Okay, so I'm gonna add, it'll make sense here in a minute. I'm gonna add some white up here, and next step is you need to choose if you're going to go down or if you're going to go over and down for your solid color. And it'll make sense here in a second. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the ivory, we're going to take a little bit of that, we're going to mix it with a little bit of the cappuccino. If you hear kids and stuff yelling, I think they're out playing. Our next door neighbor has a pool, so I think they're just out there playing pool. So, or playing pool. Swimming in the swimming pool. Sorry. So what you want to do is you want to count down. Look down from the ivory column. So there's solid ivory, ivory. Then you want to go down to the next one that says ivory cappuccino. And you want to paint that color in. And then I'm going to do it over here. So I got the watercolor paper and then the cardstock. The next thing you want to do is you want to add a smidge of the white. So we're basically going back to kind of an ivory color. Into that color you just mixed. So the ivory and the cappuccino, add a smidge of white, and then you want to come over ivory cappuccino and have the lighter version over here. It's up to you if you do it this way or that way, just as long as you know all of this is going to have white with it and all of this is not. So you just need to know which way you're going. I'm sure there's a right and a wrong way, and I don't know what that is. So, okay, so there's, you'll see here in just a second why this takes so long. All right, so the next, ivory and leaf green. So ivory and leaf green. Try not to get the other one mixed up in there. So we're just going to mix that together, and we're going to come down this on this side and ivory and leaf green. Same over here. And then we're going to add white to it. So we're going to go this direction. Leaf green and ivory and white. Okay. So then the next we do ivory and lilac. So ivory, you kind of want to get equal parts as best you can. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's what you're supposed to do. So we're going to mix that together, and we're going to come down to where ivory and lilac are in that same column. Ivory and lilac over here. And then I didn't mix enough. I'm going to add more ivory, more lilac, and then we're going to add white. And we're going to come up here to the lilac and ivory on the top. So if you just go in order, you won't get confused. So then next up, ivory and whatever this is called. What'd I say? Selenium. I'll mix that together. Come down here. doesn't really look like it did anything to that one. But that's good to know, right? And then add some white to that. Come up top. At the end of the day, you end up with a really pretty little like chart. So next up is the ivory and the lavender, the so-called lavender color. So we're going to come down here, paint that in. Then we're going to add some white. You just want to try not to get any of the other colors. It's really hard. Okay, so you won't need any more ivory. You have mixed every color with the ivory. So that is good. So then the next color combination is the cappuccino, and the leaf green. I'm gonna have to get a little bit more of each color. I can't see it. It's kind of the same color as the thing. So we're gonna mix those two together, and then we're gonna come down here, go down and find the leaf green. Go down, cappuccino column, find the leaf green. And then we're going to add some white to that. And then we're going to go this way, the column cappuccino this way, and leaf green is the lighter version, or the version that has white. Okay. Then the next one is cappuccino and lilac. So cappuccino and lilac. Mix those together. Okay, so now we're done with the cappuccino. So the next one will be the leaf green and the lilac. So we got the leaf green and lilac. We're going to go right here. We're going to add some white to that, not much because there's not much pigment there left. And we're going to go this way. Leaf green and lilac. Next up, leaf green and that word I can't say. What I can't. I'm gonna have to ask somebody to pronounce it for me. Okay, we're gonna come right here. And then we're going to add some white to that. And we're going to come over this way. Just add just a little bit of water just to get it to smooth out a little bit. Okay, and then next, lavender and leaf green. So this will be the last leaf green, and some lavender. Makes you wonder how many of these colors make the same combo, you know. So this goes down here. And this goes here. Then we need to add some white to it. And then we're going to go leaf green and lavender and white. Okay. Next up is a lilac and the other one. So we got lilac and this purple here. All right, and the last combination is with the cyclamen and lavender. Goes right here. Whoa, right here. Then we want to add some white. Trying to find some clean white. And we're going to go right here. All right. So now we're going to let these dry. I'm going to set them aside and I'm going to try to clean up my palette here just with something. I don't know what, but I'm going to move these and I'm going to try to clean the palette. This is not big enough. Oh, I guess it's all right. Where's my spray bottle of water? This is the cut-off piece of watercolor paper that I had from that I cut the piece off, the bigger one. I don't know if I'll do anything with it, but It seemed like a fun thing to do. Let me find some paper. This is a vintage paper. Okay, good enough. Now I'm gonna set these two aside so that they can dry, just because I wanted to have, I didn't want to waste all that paint. Not that it's that much paint. But all right, now I'm gonna dry these. Okay, they're dry. I'm pretty sure they're dry. So you can kind of see now that we took 6 colors and we made them into 36 colors, pretty much. Because when you mix and match, you could also do it like you could have done it with, instead of white, you could have done it with, mix it with black. Or you could take a color combination like ivory and cappuccino and mix that with leaf green and see if it changes anything. You know, you can do tons and tons of tests like for colors, but this will give you like a general idea. So like the main colors in the paints, this row here, that's the solid color without being mixed with anything. Some of them don't match at all, like this, the lavender. It does not match anything in this paper collection. Nothing. Not a single thing, as far as I can tell. Let's see, let's look back here. Not a single, I mean, do you see that color anywhere? Not anywhere, right? But if you mix it, let's say you mix it with that cyclamen, you get a lavender that's closer to, I'm just hoping they're not wet, closer to some of the lavenders, like for example the deeper lavender that's in here. I may cut out around, get this white edge off, because I'm going to be using this for this project, you know what I'm saying? But like the ivory and the cappuccino with white makes that perfect color of that tape over there. So this way you can just literally go through and say, oh, this lilac and ivory might be that pink of the butterfly. Or actually this one down here, not the one with the white, but like the ivory and the lilac mixed together. So if we wanted to, here's what we're going to do. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Just because sometimes it just makes life a little easier. We're going to leave this one whole for now. But let's take this. Let's cut it out. Let's go all the way around. Get all that white off. I'm trying to leave the black square part, the black outline part. So now we have that. So we've taken all the extra stuff away. Now let's score these lines, and that way we can faux them. And get the other ones out of the way if we need to. And let's turn it and score this way. right, so now I'm just gonna go through and do this. Okay. So now we could go through, where was we at? Where was that butterfly? Let's find it. There it is right there. So this butterfly in this paper collection. So what did we say? We think it's this one here. So we could literally fold that over and hold it up next to that. Or if you have a loose embellishment, you could just hold it up next to the paper. So if you was wanting to try to find this lavender, for example, you would just go like this. You would just move it around, and you may have to find a darker version and make it lighter, a darker tone and make it lighter, because, oh, I don't know, this is kind of, no, not really. Is it this one up here? Oop, this one might be close to this color here. So that would be the lavender and the lilac combo, right? So you would just hold it up like that to see, right? So that is going to be a really good tool. And I've already fussy cut all of these out with my scan and cut, and I probably already showed you that. So you could literally hold up all of your different little embellishments, like this door here. What is that door? Is that door that color? Is it one of these colors? It's close to this. So this is lilac. No, that's not right. That was the wrong one. The lilac and the, what's this? So, cyclamen. Like, I'm going to have to ask somebody to pronounce it for me. So you could hold it up there. You could hold it up like this. You could hold it to see which one you think works best with the paper that you're working with. So you could do this with all of your paints that you use in your projects. You can just literally make you a chart of your favorite colors. Even if you just have a small set, you can do this with whatever you have. Watercolor paints, distress stains, distress inks, anything and everything. Crayons, all of the above. You can make yourself one of these types of charts. So sometimes you just don't know too. And plus sometimes you don't know, like when you buy this, it doesn't tell you. Does it tell you what pigments are in here? So they could be different formulations of pigments, different pigments in each product. Just trying to read these tiny little print here. But anyway, so yeah. So I guess that's all I have for you. Like, can we find this color here? Is that it? Is that the closest we've got? Is that the closest? Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of these maybe is the closest I've come so far to matching some of these colors with the paint selection. You could do, you remember there's the sprays too. You could actually do the sprays where you can take these 3 sprays and mix them together in the same fashion and see what you come up with. So anyway, sometimes like this green here is the same green as this ivory, so that's lavender and leaf green. So you can get a different, this one too is probably leaf green, and the cyclamen. It sounds like an antibiotic when I say it like that. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I don't know, you guys. All right, well, that is all I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you that really quick, and we'll be using this in our project if we paint, if we use those paints. Like, I'm hoping that we can use, because I think it would be fun to incorporate the paints and things. So that's what I'm hoping. So I'm going to keep this with my project and with my paints. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know if this is going to be a useful thing for you. I will have it linked in the description box where you get the free template. It's just a blank grid, really, but if you if you want ease of use, then you can use that. You can, it'll probably just be a JPEG, so you can resize it if you need to. You could, you know, double it up. So if you need more, you know, you could make as many as you want. Do whatever you want with it. Do as you will. It's a freebie to make yourself a color chart. So yeah, all right, well, that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.